station information, and in that we have introduced station-wise total background average, AMP background average, total tick-track level, and the AMP tick-track level, station-wise.
Let me just interrupt for 1 second. Kevin, when you get a chance, do me a favor, and it would be interesting to have you compare the background averages you have with the ones that that are in here that I calculated, and let's see how how much of a difference there potentially is.
Okay, yeah, no problem. Yeah, I can bring those up here after we wrap up, and I guess send you a quick email.
That'd be great.
Side by side, yeah. No problem.
Okay.
Sanju, can I ask a question? What's the status field? What is the status supposed to indicate?
Actually, in this one, we are having a provision to logical delete the information. If we logical delete the information, that becomes cancel and the status becomes 1.
Okay. Okay.
And if you want to recover that one, yes, then it becomes normal.
Okay. So if we have
basically we
multiple
having a standard feature of developing the application, and in certain cases there's a requirement to logical delete the information which is not supposed to be used in the application, but it has already been used somewhere. For that purpose, we go for the logical delete instead of a physical delete.
Okay. Okay. Great. Good. Okay.
So station-wise, we have defined these values what Wayne has sent to us, and now I'm coming straight forward to the laboratory data information, and now while importing, it's picking up the cumulative average value on the station-wise now from the starting of the project. Hello?
Yes?
While importing the data, it calculates the average station-wise and insert the value here in the cumulative average for station-wise and from starting of the project.
Okay.
Now coming to directly to the reports, and in the reports we have provided the provision for the test number. By default it will remain at 1. It will show the other test information also. If someone wants to go for the number 2 test, sorry, there's no information at this moment. Show data. It will display only the test where the test number is 1 and generate the graphs according to the data available.
And the cumulative average would be based just on these values then also, right?
Yes.
Okay.
No, the cumulative average is actually calculated on the basis of the from starting of the project.
Yeah, but it would still should only include the values that are 1.
Yes. It will only include only 1.
Okay.
For the average calculation, we have considered only the values where the test number is 1 for calculating the averages also.
Okay.
And to export the information, computer D export. Sorry, why I have observed one thing while making a demonstration through GoToMeeting. it creates some problem in exporting the data. I've observed this thing. When you will export this file, Mark, have you tried the export procedure at your end?
Yeah, it worked. It worked.
It worked, but because on the GoToMeeting shows some problem. I don't know why.
Yeah. I did have trouble with well, the print format, but I think that's just something. I think Kevin is going to have to be the one who defines or checks all the formats of the final report, because I don't know exactly what they're supposed to look like. I don't recall being able to get the print exactly.
And for printing the graphs, this information is there. Just it will print the graphs.
I have one trivial suggestion, I guess. Go back to the graph for a second. I want to just say one thing.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Okay. I would suggest that when we make graphs like this, that the trigger levels or the target levels, which are the upper line in blue, that we not put dots on them, that it just be a straight line, because we don't want to imply that there are particular individual measurements associated with that line.
Okay. Because let me show you on the actual how it's working. If you'll move there, it'll show the value there on the screen.
Yeah, but there shouldn't be. I mean, you're sampling it for every sample, but the point is that it doesn't mean anything. So I would just take I would just leave it as a line.
Yes, sir. We will put as a simple line there.
Yeah, that would be good.
Thank you, sir.
Trivial point, but
yes.
Anyway.
Yeah, it's complete. All right.
So these all changes we have made, and now it is on Kevin to test this application. Kevin and Mark has to test this application with the real data.
Okay, I had a couple comments on the columns.
Yes, sir.
Fields. If you go up to the left, Sanjeev,
Yes.
can you scroll the screen to the left?
Okay, right, left. Yes.
The date that you are putting in there is the date that the files were imported, and
Yes.
There should be, and the laboratory right now is not giving you the date, but it should be the sampling date. Okay, because the way that this data, okay, right now, okay, you're sorting on one station, but when you show all the data. The data should be ordered in a specific fashion, which would be the combination of the sampling date and then the station number and then the test number. Because right now it's not.
Okay. It is on the sampling date, then the station, and then the test number.
The test number. Then they'll all fall out in the. And then I guess one question, though, is how do you want the order? And I'm asking, I don't know, Kevin, I guess, do you want it to be ascending order where, like, the most the oldest date's on top, or do you want the most recent date on top?
Preferably I would say actually, in order to print it out, we'd want the most recent at the bottom, so that when we go to export it, it's sort of in that order. I guess that's something we could always do on our back end, but
Okay.
That would be initially my preference.
Because right now, I think, at least on the other graphs, it's inverted. It's the most recent dates on top.
Yeah, I noticed that when I was checking it out, and that would be a good thing.
Yes, on date-wise it is on the descending order. On date-wise
Correct.
it is on the descending order.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. And then there, just one other thing that I noticed was that you have the delete function deletes for the entire day, which
Yes.
I guess that's okay. But the thing though is it also specific to the laboratory that's selected at the top, or is it all the records for that?
No, at this moment there's only one laboratory which is supplying the information. So at this moment by default it's taking asbestos.
Okay, because one of the things that I think is going to be important that up on the top that there could be, lab 1, lab 2, lab 3, but there should also be one that's all labs that shows all the data. I mean, you understand what I'm saying? Absolutely.
Okay.
Because right now we only have one lab that's supplying information, but if you have multiple labs, the way it is now, it looks like there's only show for each lab individually.
Mm-hmm.
Right, because when they present the data, they're going to want to show it with all the labs combined.
Okay. 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 At this moment, we have made this thing mandatory to select a lab. We can avoid that thing, then it will show the entire information about all the labs in one go.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
And then there was one other comment. I believe that the exceedance column for AMP and total, where it says yes and no, aren't those exactly the same columns as you have to the right, which are the total trigger exceedance? Aren't those the same values?